Welcome to the session, Creating Collars in 3D. In this session, you will learn how to use the PDS to create collars. You will learn about the different types of collars and how to modify 3D properties to customize to your needs. There are two types of collars that can be created in the PDS. Collar folded, or otherwise known as top collar, allows you to create a collar that folds down. Collar stand, or otherwise known as base collar, allows you to create a collar that stands up and does not fold down. A collar stand can be used as a base for a folded collar, or it can be a collar on its own. To help demonstrate the two types of collars, we will show you how to take a basic shirt and add a folded collar and collar stand as the base. Let's first open a file that we previously created. Here we have a basic woman's shirt that was stitched in advance. Here you can see all the pieces of the shirt. Since this file was saved with 3D data, we will refresh so we can make changes to our pattern. Since we're going to be making a few changes to our collar piece, let's first ignore the collar piece and turn off dynamic updates so it doesn't slow down our work process. First, we will add the base collar. Select the piece for the base collar. In 3D Properties, go to Location, and from the drop-down list, select Collar Stand. If you want, you can define an overlap. For example, if you have a collar that buttons and you want the two sides to overlap. You must first define the symmetry before the overlap. Otherwise, you will receive a warning message. In 3D Properties, go to Symmetry. We will select below. And now, let's define the overlap. This is done via the cylinder shape percentage. It has to be above 100%, so let's enter 105%. Now let's unignore our collar piece so you can see how it looks on the model. In the 3D Properties, click Ignore. Here you can see the collar piece is now around the neck, and you can see the overlap we defined earlier. Now, let's add the collar folded piece. When creating collars in 3D, the collar must be neck up. So let's rotate until our collar is facing up. Use the Rotate tool, or press the left or right brackets on your keyboard. Now, we need to add our fold line. Make sure you have an internal segment. The internal segment will be our fold line. Select the internal segment, and then in 3D Properties, go to Location and select Collar Folded. Click OK to make the internal segment a fold line. Let's look at how our collar looks in stitch mode. As you can see, the fold line is stitched correctly and the arrows are facing up. Now let's unignore the collar piece so we can see how it looks on the model. Let's move the collar to the correct place on the model, and now we will simulate to see how our collar looks. Click Simulate. Here, our pattern is simulated, and we can see our folded collar. If you want, you can define the fold radius of the fold line to change the way the fold looks. Let's see what happens when we enter 0. And now, let's see what happens when we enter 2. Congratulations! You've successfully learned how to create and implement collars in 3D.